when you look at what's happening to him now, I wonder if it's fatigue. I wonder if it's to the point where that leg and those muscles are firing so much because they haven't been firing as much in the past because of the injury. Now, all of a sudden, your leg is just so fatigued that you're having issues on that side of your body. That could be the case. But if he's healthy and he's ready to go, he's playing. That's the reality of it. He's my star quarterback. He's a guy that I paid a bunch of money to, and he gives us the best chance to win. We are certainly trying to, as of right now, play ourselves and put ourselves in the best position to get to the Super Bowl, something that we haven't been to in a very, very long time. And if I lose this game to Minnesota without him in there, it just puts us behind. If he's in there and we lose, then at least we gave it our best shot. But he's going to play if he's healthy.
You see, Key, I go the other way. I've heard you talk about the Dallas Cowboys so many times over the past year. And one of the things you commonly mention is the fact about how great of a training staff that they have. The best in the league, actually, was the way you put it multiple times. So when I hear that and I start reading about people like Britt Brown, who obviously is one of their head trainers, and I hear Dak make mention of, I think my calf strain is due to one of my lower extremity issues with my ankle before, like that tells me that's coming from the training staff. And yes, I know he was out there running through plays, but if it feels slightly off to him, or if the training staff feels, hey, it's in our best interests that he doesn't re-injure this due to fatigue, let's continue to do more therapy. Let's continue to do more reps, continue to build strength in that over the next week or so. And I'd rather take a short-term loss, even if they do lose to Minnesota, and have Dak ready for the rest of the games, being healthy, ready to be explosive on that ankle, instead of just thinking short-term, I want to win this game now. I want to win long-term, Super Bowl.
You know what the difference is? He played football. You played basketball. I didn't play. For normal people who don't have something wrong with them, because you got to have something wrong with you to play football. I mean, like, this is a dangerous sport. Football is the ultimate sport in terms of best dude plays, whoever gives you the best chance to win. If you can be out there, be out there. The rest of us who are not insane look at a 17-game tackle football schedule and go, this dude is feeling it in the same leg where he had his injury initially and then another injury, and you got to get ready to play 17 games, and you're coming off a bye, and you can give him a nice long rest right now. But Key, is just not the way I think you think, because you played the game.
Well, it's not that I played the game, Max, or anything like that. It's about understanding, like Jay mentioned, Britt Brown is there. He is the assistant head trainer. Then you have Jim Maurer, who's the head trainer, and you have Greg. They know what they're doing. I put the trust in their hands. Dak Prescott has been taking reps. Where are we at today on Friday? Practice resumed on Wednesday for them. He's been practicing this entire time, and you don't have him out there practicing and doing the things that he's doing to then go to the game on Sunday and say, oh, you're a healthy scratch, when you're taking reps away from the backups that you're now inserting into the lineup who did not get enough work. You just don't do that. And I understand what everybody's saying, but I can tell you, if he's practicing on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, he is going to play on Sunday, because you just don't take reps from backups. This is the same sort of situation with the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield. Case Keenum is potentially the starter. Baker Mayfield is taking reps away from him, not knowing if he's going to play or not. You just don't do that, because now if you start him and then he has to be removed from the game, that guy who's replacing him has got minimum reps. What do you think he's going to look like?
Yeah, there's two separate issues. One is he going to play? Key is reading the tea leaves and saying, oh, he's going to play. And the other is, should he play? Is this the guy who ought to play? And that is a complicated answer. Key, it's maybe straightforward to you.
But why shouldn't he play though? Why shouldn't he play?
Okay, because here's what I'm thinking. one bye per conference, the Cowboys are going to be in the running for that. They have the division locked up. They're going to the playoffs because NFC East is garbage and they're good. Okay. So you already know they're going to the playoffs whether he plays or not. The thing that you're really angling for here is the bye. What gives you a better chance at the bye? Him not playing, which is not like rallying the troops. There's something to that. My quarterback's out there all the time and everything like that, which is giving you a lesser chance to win this game against the Vikings. But the flip side to that is coming off the bye, taking another week off is the longest rest period he will ever have this year. And then the percentage better that he'll be, or more likely to remain healthy he'll be for the rest of the 17-week schedule, maybe the percentage chance that they win a couple other games is higher, that I'm willing to sacrifice this Vikings game, sacrifice a little of the rah-rah stuff right now, in order to win as many games going forward possible to secure that bye. It's a lot to consider.
Well, here's what I would say, Max, though. Here's what I would say, though, Max. When you say this is the most rest that he's going to get, I want you to understand something about teams as they get into the second half of the season. The second half of the season, depending on where you are from a record standpoint, the pads come off. They come off. They just take them off. And it basically becomes a walkthrough from call it week 9 to the end of the season. That's basically what it becomes. It becomes a pat and go walkthrough because you want to get them fresh and keep them healthy. So even during the weeks that you think that they're practicing, it's not as physical as you would think. You may not know that, or you may not be thinking about that. But from the middle of the season on, it basically is a bye, even though you're mentally preparing yourself for the game, but physically you're not doing much until Sunday.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.